Would Ilia versus Islam Makhachev be bigger than McGregor versus Khabib? Well, no, not even close, to be honest with you. Like, we're kind of in a different time now where by the time that this fight ever happens, if it ever does happen, it's going to be taking place in a time where there's no longer going to be pay per views. So it's not really going to be a fair comparison necessarily. But let's say this was done with the pay per view model that we've seen today and what we saw back in 2018 when Conor and Khabib fought. Well, I 100% think this fight is not as big. There is no fight bigger than Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is the UFC in a sense. He built the UFC to what it is today. He kind of really established his brand and really built it and put it into the mainstream media to what we see today. There is never going to be another Conor, at least not for a very long time. I could see it being another 10, 15, 20 years before we get another superstar with the legs and the size of Conor McGregor. I don't think that this fight would be as big. I think it'd be one of the biggest non-McGregor title fights in history. But that really says something about how special Conor McGregor was and how well he was actually able to sell his fights. Now, in terms of skill, this is the greatest fight I think that we have probably ever seen. And don't get me wrong, in terms of viewership, it could potentially break the record because this fight wouldn't be taking place under a pay per view since we're going to the Paramount Plus deal. But under a pay per view setting, no, I think that this fight could potentially break a million, but it definitely is not coming close to the 2.4 that Conor versus Khabib drew.